Hello, I'm going to present the astrology analysis for the month of February for the Gemini ascendants. When the month begins, Sun, Mars, Mercury and Venus, those four planets are already there in your 8th house. It's been there for the last couple of weeks, so it's not good for the Gemini ascendants because these four planets are the planets which moves faster across a house completely. It's like about 1.5 months they take to move across completely through one house. So as they move fast, they resemble short-term influences, and it's a very rare occurrence for planet conjunction, and they are in the 8th house. So 8th house is the worst house of any birth chart, which resembles setbacks in life, like fall and losses, and even the life-threatening situations, death, span of life. Mainly, most of those things are negative things. So this is the main place, resembles main negative things. That's why it's called the worst house of any birth chart. So those planets were there and still there in the 8th house. So you must have experienced kind of more negative influence, more sudden negative influences during last couple of weeks, because these four planets, they resemble 7 houses in your birth chart. There are 12 houses. Out of them, 7 houses are resembled by these 4 planets. So you must have experienced negative influences related to the matters governed by those 7 houses. Because for example, Mercury is there in the 8th house. Mercury resembles your entire life and the head. So you must have experienced some kind of short-term, sudden setbacks in your life, still going on, and some pressure or stress to your head, and also the 4th house also resembled by the Mercury. 4th house resembles your long-term fixed assets like your properties, lands, building, houses, and your residence, and the comfort you enjoy in your residence, and your emotions, your mother, those things are affected negatively. And the Venus resembles your children, your education, and your love affairs. Also must have affected by negative influences. And then the Mars is the planet governs your 6th house and 11th house. So Mars was in exalted state in the 8th house, but still in the 8th house. The place is not positive. Even the state is in highly positive. As a result, you must, the negative, you will experience less negative influences from Mars as it is in exalted state, but still you get some kind of less negative influences in related to the matters governed by 6th house and 11th house. 6th house means your enemies and your illnesses. 11th house means your income and social affairs. But those people who are related to the areas which are governed by the 6th house, they must get kind of, they will get some good income from those areas. Those are not like happy or enjoyable areas in your life. For example, those people who are living abroad and earn, living overseas and earn. there are ways of earning but does not bring happiness to the life. They might gain kind of gains, economical gains, financial gains when the Mercury is in exalted state in the 8th house. And the Sun. Sun resembles your 3rd house. Ketu is already there, affecting negatively to your marriage or married life, and also for your siblings negatively. Because Ketu is there in the long run. But the Lord of the 3rd house, where the Ketu stays present, the Lord of the 3rd house is Sun. Now Sun also in the 8th house. So apart from the long-term influences, now you have short-term negative influences also for your siblings and also for your courage, activeness, even for the matters related to the marriage. Also, the negative influence to the 3rd house means negative for your health also, because 3rd house shows your activeness. To have activeness, you have to have a healthy body and mind. So, when there are any disturbances for your body or mind, then that will fail your active attitude. So, accidents or illnesses or acts of enemies might paralyze you or might affect you to become inactive. So you have to be cautious on such issues. And 4 planets in your 8th house means it's kind of life-threatening time or life-threatening situation. So you have to be cautious on your personal safety and security. Now they are about to move. On 3rd of February, Mercury transits from the 8th house to the 9th house. So it will be staying there in the 9th house up to 11th April. So 9th house is the most auspicious plane. So these planets are now moving from the worst place to the best place. 9th house is the most auspicious place, which brings you luck, fortune, and also your tendency towards spiritual matters, your willingness to study or learn about spiritual matters, and your affection or your devotion towards your religion or religious matters likewise. So when the planets move to the 9th house, they don't do any harm. Mostly they do good things. At least they don't do any harm. So when the Mercury moves there to the 9th house, so that will bring the good luck for your life, because the ascendant, the Lord of the ascendant is Mercury. Lord of the Gemini ascendant is Mercury. Lord of the Mercury sign, because Lord of the Gemini sign is the Mercury. So that will be responsible for your entire life and head. So things will get better for your life and better for your head when the Mercury moves to the 9th house. And also for the matters governed by the 4th house. So things will improve for the 4th house. So the 4th house resembles your long-term fixed assets, properties, residence, and your feelings, emotions, and for your mother. And then the Venus arrives, 9th house, on 6th February, and it will be there up to the 2nd March. So Venus also impact positively, because Venus resembles your children, education, and also your love affairs. So those will affect positively. And that will ease your mental stress and give some positive influence for your head and mind. Then on 13th February, Sun also arrives the 9th house and it will be there up to 15th March. Sun is, Sun acts positive in the 9th house, but it is not friendly with the sign associated with the 9th house. Sign associated with the 9th house is Aquarius. But anyway, Sun also give kind of positive influences for your activeness, for your siblings, for your health to a certain extent. But still you have to worry about your health as the Mars is in your 8th house. When the Mars also arrives the 9th house on 23rd February, then all the planets in the which were in the 8th house, no more there. They all have moved to the 9th house. Mars also going to stay there in the 9th house up to 2nd April. Now 5 planets in the 9th house, because once they arrive, Rahu was already there in the long run. Rahu came to the 9th house on 18th May 2025 and it will be there up to the 5th December 2026. So Rahu's influence is either positive or harmless. So in the long run. So now these 4 planets also together with the Rahu exerts you positive influences. So that's a good sign even in the short term. So during these days, Saturn is in your 10th house. Saturn is the lord of the 8th house and 9th house. 8th house is the worst place, 9th house is the best place. So both the places governed by Saturn. Saturn is in your 10th house in the long run. It will be there up to 3rd June 2027. So you will get mixed influences for your profession, good and bad both. Some of you might be working abroad these days, Gemini ascendant. Some of you must be trying to go abroad or far places. You will succeed in such efforts. Anyway, you might get both positive and influences in your positive and negative influences for your profession during the period Saturn stays there. But the acts of Jupiter might change this into more positive attitude. Because nowadays Jupiter is in your 1st house but in retrograde state, so you won't get much positive influences, because when the planet is in retrograde state, normally it's not giving its best, not even giving its average positive influences. The Jupiter is there in that state, retrograde state, up to 11th March. But from 11th March onwards up to 31st October, you will get very good influences for your profession, especially from the 2nd June up to 31st October, when the Jupiter is in exalted state in your 2nd house. When it is in the 1st house or 2nd house, in both occasions it can aspect the 10th house, because Lord of the 10th house is Jupiter. Even though the Saturn is in the 10th house, the Lord of the 10th house is Jupiter. So it has influences there. When it aspects there, the Saturn acts like positive, both positive and negative manner. So when the Lord of the 10th house, the Jupiter aspects positive to the 10th house, then things might get more positive way to your profession. Things might go more positive way for your profession. So when it comes to your 7th house, your marriage, the long-term influence is kind of negative. because Ketu aspect the 7th house. Even you are about to marry, or even you are already married, even if you are not married and living together in the long run, in all occurrences it's negative, kind of negative influences, because Saturn also aspect there, Ketu also aspect there in the long run. But the aspects of Jupiter and the other short-term influences planets time to time might get kind of positive influences time to time in between. But in overall, when it comes to that, it's negative in the long run. So these are the astrological analysis for the month of February for the Gemini ascendants in common. Because when it comes to your own personalized birth chart reading based on your birth chart, that might be slightly different than this, because the exact planetary positionings and their aspects with each other and their states are shown in your birth chart. The exact actual placements of planets at the time of birth in the sky is shown by your birth chart. It's like the screenshot of that particular moment. Well, that was the story shown in the sky at the time of your birth. So those data is in your birth chart. The astrologer's duty is to convert those data into the information and explain to the native, or explain to the person who on that birth chart. So to get a more accurate and more personalized birth chart reading, you have to submit your birth chart to a proficient astrologer and get that reading. And you also you can get the remedies to cure your malefic influences from him. Your birth chart reveals your destiny, but it's not a fixed destiny. You can change it. I mean, you can change the negative points are shown in your birth chart. That's one duty of the astrology, because astrology is there to guide you by forecasting or predicting the possible positive and negative things to come ahead. Also your weaknesses, which are brought by you at the time of your birth. So astrology helping or guiding you to eradicate them, because as an intelligent and wise person, you can overcome your weaknesses, you can prepare well, plan well, and overcome successfully the negative things to come ahead as described by the astrologer in your astrology analysis. And also you can prepare well to absorb all the good things to come ahead in your life, also as described by your birth chart. That is the way to overcome the negative things mentioned in your birth chart or your destiny by the help of astrology analysis. Good luck.